Hero Club presents Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu.
This is Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu, episode 41. We are finally past the 40th episode mark, and ironically enough, I discovered that we are now in the first year anniversary of Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. Actually, episode 40 technically would be the actual anniversary. However, it came out later, and I'm your host, Wheelchair21, joined by VisibleNinja here, who is now our, opening segment, our news, host, our news anchor. He's now full-time news anchor of
I'm
our
only
show.
part-time.
Well, you're the opening
yeah,
half.
No, I'm only a part-time.
I guess it's part-time, but you're full-time, introductory with me and Projekt here doing the news anchoring now when Soundout's not around. I mean, because Projekt's also here for this episode.
It's all good.
Yeah, because we record our episodes kind of segmented. We record the discussions first, and then we just put the news in front, and we just put it all together for a nice, happy package. So anyways, like I said, guys, to start the show off before we go right into news and, our full agenda for this week, it's technically been one year since we launched the podcast. Not 52 episodes like one would guess, weekly, but we have at least 40 episodes. So we're only off like 12 weeks, so that means we had to take a couple of breaks here and there. Projekt, thoughts on our first, 40 episodes, looking back at the ones you've been on?
I've been in all of them, man. I just don't participate as much because remember, I'm part-time.
Projekt, you've been in like 22 out of the 40 maybe, at least.
Wheelz, I am part-time. Come on now.
You're full-time. You're full-time. You're the one who came up with the show.
I can't even say the title of your show, man, because it's hard to pronounce. What is it? What language is this?
You're the one who came up with the title. You're the one who came up with the show. You're the one who got me to do it.
I don't recall this ever happening, Wheelz. Is it in writing?
I don't know. Let's just go back and listen to episode 1.
Fine. Maybe we should go. Where can we find episode 1?
You can find it on our YouTube channel. Hero Club for Life, or you can go watch it on our freaking actual website, HeroClub.com. You can just go to HeroClub.com.
What about Patreon? Do you have Patreon?
No, we don't have Patreon yet. We're still working on that.
Then I guess I can't watch it, Wheelz, because I don't have any of the other social media things you're talking about. Never heard of those.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. But nevertheless, though, like I said, first 40 episodes have been really crazy. Let's ask Metals, who hasn't been on all the episodes, but he has actually listened to keep up with what we're doing.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts with the show now that you're technically a full-time member?
He does need to go to bed early, so that helps.
Yeah, the show really has come a long way. It kind of started off kind of crap, and it's become slightly less crap. So.
I'm not going to lie. Like, when I look back at the first few episodes, me and Projekt were kind of just half-assing it, because we were just trying to get our groove back.
Wheelz?
What?
Hey, Wheelz, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for what? What?
Half-assing it.
Yeah, we're always half-assing it? Okay, that's not true. That's not kind of true. Because, when we first started, we were straight up just half-assing it because we hadn't podcast in years. We didn't actually have any shows for years. And so we're like, how do we restart a podcast? Well, let's just start throwing shit together. And then we did. And, it was kind of mix and match. It worked. I'm not too happy with the second and third episode, and I'm not really happy with the sixth episode, because the sixth episode, if I recall, got screwed up due to a technical issue. So, those are probably 3 of the episodes I hate the most. Is when there was the 1 or 2 times we had a technical issue where my audio came in really low. Then there was the 2 times where we tried to do a commentary on Power Rangers. I didn't think that turned out as great as it did. I think the audio turned out I thought us joking turned out great, but I think commentaries don't work good as a full episode of a podcast. I think they have to be their own entity. And then, like I said, there was just a few technical goofs on my half where either sometimes we get an echo for some reason, how my recorder works. It echoes the chat. It will sometimes pick up if I don't mute my mic, even though my mic's not attached. Yeah, but no, if my mic's not even though my mic's not attached to the headset, it somehow reverbs. It just kind of picks it up ever so slightly, and there's an echo. There's issues where for some reason just my settings wouldn't carry over, and so I would sound too low, and Projekt and Metal or Projekt and Mucha on his own would just sound way louder than I was. But honestly, I gotta say, when we got Mucha in, me and Projekt wanted Mucha in way before he even joined us because he was just with us the night before we kind of came up with the idea for Los Ingobernables, and he had so many crazy ideas. We're like, yo, you need to be in on this. And he's like, nah, I want to be the sixth senshi. I'll just show up. I'll show up on a later date. And then when he showed up, like the show started actually. I feel like when Mucha came on, because he already had pull with a lot of people in the fandom, more people actually started watching us. And then like when he left, our viewer count, it's like kind of a low views, but like it kind of tapered off in general when he dipped out, and then it kind of went back up when after Standout had been on for at least 3 or 4 weeks. Like when Standout first came on, like I think everyone was like, "Who's this bland radio voice sounding motherfucker?" And then like, "Oh, it's Standout 12. I gotta go watch him." Like that's legitimately what happened. Like the first couple of weeks Standout was on, we barely got any views until like 2 or 3 weeks later. Then like now we at least get 10 to 12 views like on the first day. Because that's one thing I noticed is our episodes do bad on the first day they're uploaded. Like they just don't do good at all. And then like I check them like about a week later or a few weeks later, and I'm like, oh hey, we actually now got like 30 views. Like I think with YouTube, I don't expect podcasts to do good unless you're video. Like we would need to actually have in-house video, but that's neither here or there. But like I think one of the best things that everyone can agree on is people need to go back and check the Godzilla with Diabetes episode. That's probably like the greatest episode until this episode now.
That is one of the winners, let's just say.
Like since I can say right now, since we pre-recorded the discussion in advance, this is the episode that's gonna equal that episode. Because when you get to our main discussion, because for our lit list we have some news about freaking figure arts, a manga, a Blu-ray release, and some Televikun scans. And then we have our discussion on Super Sentai uniforms. And in our discussion for Super Sentai uniforms, or not just Super Sentai uniforms, but uniforms heroes wear in Tokusatsu, it goes into a bad tangent about Saban's secret fetish. And what that may be, you'll just have to find out in about 20 minutes from now. Nevertheless, though, let's go right into our news at hand. Alright, guys. First up, we got quite a bit of figure arts news, because in July there's going to be some retail releases and premium Bandai releases. First off, from premium Bandai, we're getting Kamen Rider Build Rabbit Tank Sparkling Form, which honestly is kind of laughable that it's a webshop exclusive. It's going to be selling for nearly 6,300 yen. Honestly, for being like one of his mid-form power-ups, it's weird that it's exclusive, but nowadays it's kind of regulated that it will be an exclusive. The next premium Bandai exclusive is actually Ultraman Geed Royal Mega Master, which is the final form of Ultraman Geed in the series, and it's going for 7,000 yen roughly, and that's also a P Bandai exclusive. The next one is a retail release, which is shocking enough, and it is Kamen Rider Cross Z Charge. This one actually surprised everyone after the initial Cross Z figure art was an exclusive. This one is retail, and it's about 6,000 yen. It might go to being an exclusive, but at this time, Bandai keeps kind of hinting that it's retail, or at least pseudo-confirming that it's retail. It's kind of confusing, but what's your guys' thoughts on these 3 announced figure arts, like that are actually up for order or going up for order soon?
I'll go first. Rabbit Tank Sparkling, yeah, I would have figured it would have been a regular release because it's not his final form, but I'm guessing, did they get the numbers for how well the figure arts for Build sold? Because I'm pretty sure they go by the toy numbers, sales numbers, right?
Build's figure art, I don't know how well it's sold, but I know its pre-orders did fairly decent, since, I mean, it's one of the more affordable figure arts thus far. The only disappointing thing is the fact that to get his weapons, you have to get the motorcycle, which was a P-Shop exclusive.
That's kind of dumb. They've been making some weird decisions with that stuff, so it's like, I don't know. That's weird. Which one is what's the Cross Z Charge?
Cross Z Charge is the Splash Jelly upgrade form when he uses the blue dragon.
So that's as far as we know, it's regular release, correct? As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know, this website kind of stated that it's a regular release because it's talking about retailers will have to contact yada yada yada.
Yeah, that one was a bit of a surprise because I'm like, you would have thought that would have been the.
Yeah, you would have thought. Yeah, you would have thought Cross Z would be retail and Charge would have been exclusive, but no, it's not.
But again, it's still not 100% confirmed that it's a regular release or P Bandai. So, well, I guess keep our fingers crossed. But
like right now, we have it listed that it's retail because all signs are pointing to that. But you never know with Bandai; they could be like, "Ha ha! It was me, Dio, all along.
Yeah, so I'll play it by ear, but hey, I'm stoked about the figure arts. I don't really watch Ultraman Geed, so Wheels, I have no
I
honest
know, I
opinion
know,
about
I know.
it.
You watched Geed, but you didn't watch Geed like technically compared to like Orb, where you
Well,
actually
well, I
did.
ended up that season finale, Wheels, with that
Yeah,
when you know.
yeah. The series finale, which was episode 17 to you, which I know when he debuted the form. When he
Don't want
debuted the.
backstory about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't want to give him a backstory.
Anyone who hasn't paid attention to this, Projekt when he was pseudo watching Geed off and on, because like with Orb he actually watched it weekly, even though he watched it raw. When he watched Geed, he was like, "So that was the finale, right?" And I'm like, "No, there's like 7 episodes left." And Projekt was like acting like Yu-Gi-Oh abridged Yugi by going, "Really, really, really," and I was like, "Yeah, really." And I'm like, "Yes, that's not the
Hey, man, that's
finale."
not like a season finale, dude. Come on.
Really?
Uh,
And then there
let's
were other
continue
figure arts
on.
announced, but there's just no order pages for them yet, so we don't know their
Well,
prices yet.
there are a bunch of Figmas that are getting released. I think are up for pre-order right now. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know either. Visible Ninja,
Anybody play Overwatch? Overwatch?
no,
No.
no, I like Overwatch, but I didn't really fall in love with the game like everyone else did.
Because apparently Widowmaker is already up for pre-order at multiple retailers, and if anybody plays Shin Megami Tensei, Pixie is on pre-order right now.
All right, Visible Ninja, your thoughts on the figure arts?
Ah, you perv! I shouldn't.
All
Now
right.
he's gonna check out the figure art.
Pretty much, yeah. It comes down to, Rabbitech Sparkling, which is a pretty cool looking form. Very kind of different and very fizzy, since, I'm a big soda dude. Plus, of course, there's Krau's Charge, which, again, is a pretty damn beautiful suit. And, if they're doing him, Grease can't be too far behind, so that's going to be interesting. But, but then, Royal Mega Master, again, it's a pretty pimp looking figure, since the suit itself is pretty pimpin'. So yeah, some pretty solid stuff coming out soon, though I do foresee Cross Charge being being a web exclusive, because that's the way they like to do shit these days. But hey, we could be pleasantly surprised.
All right, next up, we also have it that Kodansha's Morning Magazine revealed that Kamen Rider Amazons is going to be receiving a one-shot manga. This is going to be illustrated by Shinjiro of the Fate Zero and Taboo Tattoo series. It'll be supervised by Yasuko Kobayashi, who was the screenwriter for both series. This manga actually has a title called Amazon's Gaiden Ho Tarubi. It will be published in the March issue. So it's going to be out by the time this episode airs. And it's a part of a Carnival project, which is going to be just sets of one-shots that are a part of the 35th anniversary of the manga. At this time, it seems to be that it's going to be focusing possibly on an all-new Amazon's character. What are your guys' thoughts on this, one-shot pseudo spin-off manga?
More Amazons is never a bad thing, really. So that's always cool, and it'll be cool to see what kind of side story, stroke guide and stuff they kind of pull out. So yeah, I'm kind of color me interested.
I don't read that stuff. Sorry. I haven't read a manga in years, dude.
All right then. Next up, we have that Section 23, or otherwise known as Kraken Releasing, is going to be distributing this June Garo Demon Beast, or should I say Beast of the Demon Knight, as they're calling it now, Byakuya no Maju, which was originally called Beast of the Midnight Sun, or Beast of the White Knight special. It was the original two-night TV movie affair for the conclusion of the original Phase 1 Garo series before the Red Requiem movie was announced, followed by Makai Senki. However, due to chronological order, people believe Beast of the Demon Knight actually occurs after Red Requiem and vice versa. It's kind of convoluted because the timeline is very skewed.
Yeah,
one could happen after the other. But the fact that we are getting this two-night special, which I think was like 2 hours long, on Blu-ray this June is pretty interesting. And, as usual, it will feature original Japanese audio and English subtitles. Guys, what's your thoughts on the TV movie coming out in its own release?
Well, hey, like you said, this is kind of well, I guess you could say it's kind of the last of like you said, the first kind of batch of Garo stuff. Since later we would get Red Requiem and then Makai War, essentially the second series. So it's still good that they're continuing to support Garo since apparently sales have been decent by what I understand. So that's always great, and more Garo again, never a bad thing. So I'm still kind of surprised that they put out the Kiba Gaiden too, as its own release and not just like included it in one of the collections. So
Yeah, I honestly think the Kiba Gaiden could have been thrown in with a collection rather than a single or
yeah,
release.
since it is kind of they could have easily put it in like the collection too, since it does kind of tie in towards the final arc of the series and does kind of show a little background, around the Dark Knight Kiba as well as the whole thing with Karu and the whole hypnosis demon thing. But hey, we they could have easily just skipped it, but they still gave it to us, so that's good.
What I
And
can
same thing with the
say,
special.
what I can legitimately say though, is the fact that I do find it funny that it was announced like the day of the episode being finished and rendered, like last week's episode where we did talk about Garo.
Yeah.
Like we were just finished talking about Garo. I had completely rendered the episode. I completely was like uploading it. I was scheduling it, and then I see it getting posted, and I was like, LOL. This is ironic. So, we're almost getting to the phase 2 stuff of Gara, which is great, which means I should probably go torrent it now so I can get up to date so when the DVDs do come out, I'm more catched up in, Need for Speed kind of aspect, since I do know some of the subs do vary, for the official stuff compared to the fan sub stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we can move on to the Televikun scans, which, we now finally have full-on confirmation that Rabbit Rabbit Tank Tank are going to be used in the series. They're not going to be some, like, movie form. They're not going to be some special spin-off series. They are in the series. And Rabbit Rabbit Tank Tank are literally known as the Crimson Speedy Jumper and the Steel Blue Warrior. The cool thing about it is the fact that they will acquire, similar to, like, Kachidoki had the DJ gun in Gaim, they're going to get a thing called the Full Bottle Buster, and it has two moves called the Full Match Break and the Ultimate Match Break when loaded with 4 actual full bottles. The cool thing, though, about it is that the Buster seems to have a sword gun. It's a sword gun. So as a sword, it's usually used by actually Rabbit Rabbit, which has like Mr. Fantastic stretching abilities and leaping abilities, whereas the Tank Tank actually allows freaking Build to become like almost a gun tank. Like his legs become treads, he can shoot like missiles out of his body, I think, as well as he just has raw power and endurance. We also know that with Grease now having to work with Sento and Claus, I can't even think of his name, was it Ryuga? They're going to have to work together to fight Rogue and the actual Hell Brothers. And then we also know that the YouTube web series is going to conclude soon. Both your guys' thoughts quickly on the build reveals before we move over to the Lupin Ranger.
Since we learned about the whole kind of double form thing, again, people are kind of thinking that we were going to get something like this because they did do it eventually in double with Cyclone and Joker, and then later, Kamen Rider Cyclone, Kamen Rider Joker. So it's not terribly surprising we got Rabbit and Tank, since, a particular thing I like to go to on DeviantArt has that ability that lets you, see what the various forms will be, including, kind of mirrored forms. So, and I gotta say, the suits actually do look pretty cool, which kind of gets me thinking, what other forms, might potentially look like. Even though we're probably not going to get anything like Gorilla, and like Diamond or anything, but there's always, these little like fan apps that you can do that can, help with that. But yeah, the hype is real.
All right, Prada, your thoughts on Rabbit Tank Tank?
Double did it. But no, it looks interesting. But I don't know. Well, it looks they're gonna use it in the show, right?
obviously, since they're gonna give it a brand new weapon that's gonna be like DJ gun-esque, where it's gonna be, like almost all. Well, I wouldn't say not just the DJ gun. We had that same issue with what is the formula cannon with Drive. Like they introduce a new weapon that becomes the final weapon's true, like the final form's weapon as well. So it's a new weapon, new form. So this is leading to him getting Genius form in a month or two.
More stuff to sell. So we'll see how that works. I'm betting it's P Bandai exclusive already. So
I don't
right
even
off the
know.
bat.
Like it's probably gonna be, because we're probably gonna get that either as a 2-pack or separate.
Oh, if they
It's
go
gonna
like it's probably going to be a 2-pack, just like when they did, like I said, like Cyclone, Joker, that was a 2-pack. So
The only thing I can say though is I'm glad though that the suits actually are more unique than just being, the sides doubled over. I don't know why everyone went silent after I said that, but like I just feel like
Oh,
it's
no,
a
I
lot
agree
more
with
of a
you.
real.
I ran down my stairs, so.
yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I do agree with you though, is that they are they're not like the doubles, which is literally just mirroring the two halves and just having that be that. There is a little bit of there's a little bit extra there to kind of make it look like a bit more than just a straight up mirror job. So kudos for that.
All right, and our last bit of news from the Televikun scans are obviously Lupin Ranger versus Pathfinder Ranger, where we're going to finally get to see the first of our auxiliary mecha. The Dial Fighter that the Lupin Rangers will receive is actually called Cyclone Dial Fighter, and it will become Lupin Kaiser's Cyclone. It gives it electric tornado attacks. Then with the Pat Rangers, they have the Trigger Machine Biker. It will become Pat Kaiser Biker. The front wheel actually becomes a yo-yo-like weapon. And we find out that in the upcoming episodes, the Lupin Rangers and the Pato Rangers are going to slowly, have to start learning to slightly put differences aside to defeat the Ganglers. So we'll see some minor, team-ups. Like, this is eventually most likely leading to the midway point, like the early phase 1 or whatever of the series, like the first quarter, where they finally learn that they have to actually be like a team, even though they're they have opposite ideals to defeat their real common threat and villains, as well as the scans do reveal that yes, the Lupin collection are basically homages to older Sentais. Like we have a ribbon that is going to pay homage to Goggle Pink's pink ribbon weapon, and that's literally its name, the pink ribbon. So if people are like, oh, that's really stupid, Wheelz, why didn't you actually say the name? No, that is the name, Goggle Pink's pink ribbon. And we also found out that the weird cowboy, desperado character you see in the opening credits is actually called Zamigo Delima. He is actually able to assume a human form. He has his monster form, and in his monster form he has 2 of those safes mounted to his hips, one on each side. And one of the things that is iconic about him is that he has an actual strand, like a bang of white hair that covers his left eye. It's very anime-esque. And he's actually the gangler that froze the Lupin Rangers' loved ones. And he also has a weird obsession of eating ice, and you'll be seeing him eat mostly ice cubes. And that's all the Lupin Ranger news thus far. It's pretty simple and tame. Auxiliary mecha, new villain.
But yeah, we're getting basically a Mexican desperado from an old western that has a thing for ice. So don't really know what.
Go ahead, Metal. You go first.
Oh no, just saying I don't really know what to think about that. So
at least he has a
does
character. He likes to chew ice.
Oh God, that's don't remind me. That's actually kind of a really weird fetish. So.
Alright, you know how to defeat that guy? Grab an ice cube and put it near the sun. No!
Well, as long as it doesn't have milk or lemon in it. Wink, wink. And by the way, those are code words. But.
I've only been getting gist of it from Wheelz and random clips on YouTube, so I'll probably have to start watching. What episode are you on? 3? 4?
4 airs this weekend.
I was gonna say 3 was just subbed, so.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Because, I like the mechas in the show, so we'll see.
All I can say right now, what annoys me just about the show is it feels very one-sided Lupin Ranger right now. It feels too one-sided rather than it feeling like,
You want to root for both teams, or at least there's
Yeah,
something
I want more. Like it's not that I want to root for both teams. I just want more of an even playing field because it just feels like it's the Lupin Ranger show, and here's Zenigata Pato Rangers.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if it's any consolation, it looks like episode 4 is going to focus on Patoran Sango. So,
Metal, say her name correctly.
waifu.
Bae. Waifu. Best girl.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Well, yeah, because like episode, was it episode 3? Kind of focused a bit on Lupin Blue and Patoran Nigo a bit, kind of like the two of them. But it looks like 4 is gonna be pretty much all Sango or Bae or like whatever you want to call her.
At least it's not that trash waifu that people prefer.
Well,
Lupin
that's
Yellow.
just because she was in Morning Matsume, so also all her idol fans are still like following her and buying her shit. So yeah.
But nevertheless, though, that concludes all the news we have thus far. So now we're gonna transition over to our discussion, which is about the Super Sentai uniforms and that weird tangent that me and Standout, went on about, Saban's creepy fetishes. Yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, let's move over to that.
That's actually a thing.
I think my fetishes are much creepier than his.
All right, it's time for another discussion, and this time we're going to be talking about uniforms of the heroes. Pretty much that's the title of our episode, because we're going to actually be talking about the fancy clothes our heroes wear outside of their henshin form, as well as just, crazy, wardrobes we've seen throughout the eras that kind of carry over, like how in Sentai and in Ultraman, some teams actually have like army-based geared suits. How sometimes in Rider they only wear one actual suit and never change their freaking clothes. Or how Power Rangers tries to adapt that stuff from Sentai to give themselves fancy new uniforms. And how other tokus try to change up their whole look depending on the wardrobe they require for their show. And I guess we probably should actually start with Power Rangers just a little bit, since the way that they started was very different than how, the actual original source material was. Whereas source material, they've always kind of had uniforms for Sentai teams, or at least had some kind of matching corresponding outfits, So maybe we should talk about Power Rangers and Sentai, right, Sound Out? Because that's where you wanted to lead in with. The ones that
I kind of want to lead in there. I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, so
yeah. So
back in.
Pick us off.
Go Ranger. I don't know. I actually don't remember if Go Ranger actually had uniforms or not.
Like, I know quite a bit of the earlier shows either had uniforms or like they just tried to use like how Power Rangers used to do the color coat matching outfits, and they would carry over like maybe the styles or the clothes for budgetary reasons. Because like there's quite a few seasons where we see in the late '80s that like the Red Senshis wear the same red blazer.
That's true.
So like sometimes it's not actually uniforms, but actual clothing from the previous year was brought over to the current corresponding year, which is kind of weird. Like some of the early suits I do remember are usually a lot of the more military-based teams. I think Go Rangers did have like a suit, but I don't think we really saw them excessively use their suits. But I could be wrong.
I feel like they're just standard military fatigues.
Yeah, like I really think that, like, because I remember seeing like in a lot of the footage for the pilot episode, they did have like a uniform, but I don't think they ever wore anything outside of that. Which I could be wrong. Like I said, I could truly be wrong, but it's been a while.
You know what we should probably actually do before we discuss Go Ranger?
What? Watch it.
Go Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, the only things I've seen of Go Ranger are clips. Little, like, shorts.
I watched 6 episodes.
I mean, I told Darkon that the day that it finally gets completely fan-subbed, me and him are watching it together. Like we made this weird, stupid edict that we're going to watch the entire series together so we don't try to kill ourselves.
That's a lot of episodes, man.
Listen, it was the only way Darkon knew he was going to survive these episodes. You know it to be true. He can't handle it.
I can't handle it, and I love Sentai.
Is the reason you can't handle it, though, because it was very cheesy for being one of the first?
No, but I can handle Mazinger Z, so I'm pretty good.
Alright. So, like...
We're talking original Mazinger, too, not like the newer ones.
So, like, when it comes to uniforms, though, I'm trying to really recall what is, one of the very first, like, teams of Sentai.
This is why I want to
wear
just
out.
talk about Power Ranger uniforms. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, because it helps us figure out which ones did have outfits, too, from the other seasons. So, I mean, you can just do with whatever the hell you want and lead us off, anyways.
Let's just start off with Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah, Power Rangers in Space is the first team to actually start using uniformed suits. I mean, you have their base gray, you know, like I guess they're supposed to be like like Air Force kind of suits, but not so Air Forcey like full body suits. You know what I'm saying? You just have basic pants, you have some combat boots, and then you have a
crop
jacket.
top jackets, because Future Trunks was popular in Japan.
Because Future Trunks is popular, exactly.
That was actually before we got Future Trunks in America.
I mean, we had toys, we just didn't know who he was.
We also had toys of Tapion.
We had toys of a lot of characters, alright?
I know, I have half of them.
I know, and they were garbage.
Yeah, because they were Super Battle Collection inspired.
I know.
Which means they weren't quite Super Battle Collection.
Yeah, let's not go into depth. That's for the Dragon Ball podcast.
We should do a Dragon Ball podcast.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't start me. Just keep talking about the suits.
They're not as cool as Dr. Fate's costume, so they lose points.
Hey, what? What? Excuse... What?
What? Did I jump around in logic there?
Yes. Immensely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. I don't really care. And then he died. Oh, Lost Galaxy. The Star Trek series.
Okay, that was one of the
Star Trek Lost Galaxy.
As a kid, when I wasn't a fan of Star Trek, I actually hated that they had, you know, like matching uniforms. They had very Star Trek-y like feels. Like you had your green, you had your pinkish red, and then you had your blues, and then there was the black for like the commander. It was like really weird. Like I felt it was very out of place at times, but it felt so accurate since it was supposed to be Star Trek-like. I mean, here's the thing. Do the Aquitar Rangers count if that's really just the formal wardrobe they wear on their planet?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't count even though everyone of their race wears the same, like, black geese? Right? Yeah, so I mean, with the cast of, you know, Lightspeed Rescue, I felt it was really weird, you know, because those suits just did not look right whatsoever. Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what was up with those.
Alright.
To be honest, like.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because, like, I'm looking right now to try to see, like, Sentais with uniforms, and you know what's funny? A lot of the websites that, you know, do try to stay focused on, you know, history of, like, Super Sentai and Power Rangers, a lot of the images only go back as far as, say, like, of them, you know, actually, like, having, you know, like, matching wardrobes, goes back to, like, Jetmen and their pilot uniforms, almost. Like, that's the furthest it kind of goes, where it comes to, like, you know, having matching, like, wardrobes to stand out or whatnot. Is, like, you know, their actual Air Force pilot gear for the Jetmen. Like, nothing that far back really tries to give them that signature, you know, hey, we all wear matching clothes. Like, I think it really started popping off with, like, Jew Ranger. Then we had it in, you know, Kaku Ranger, Mega Ranger. Wait, what were you saying?
You said Kaku Ranger, and I had to go with Ninja.
Oh, God. Kaku Ranger, Ninja, Ninja. Yeah, like I said, there's, you know, Mega Ranger, there's Ginga Man, there's Go-Go 5. There was not really time.
Mega Ranger was just their school uniforms.
Still a uniform. Superman.
No.
Haha. Aw, you won't accept school uniform.
Nope.
How dare you, hussy?
Because I have watched enough anime with school uniforms in it, so.
You hussy?
You Hakusho.
No, that's not how this works. We're not at Power Morphicon yet. I can't unleash the spirit god. Tick tock tick. You're over here trying to be Devilman, and I'm just trying to hit someone with a spirit gun.
That's true.
Now we need to find out what other animes the rest of the guys are planning to go as.
We're gonna be problems at this convention, aren't we?
I mean, it's not going to be a problem until we're arrested.
It's only funny until someone gets arrested.
5 minutes later, Santa gets arrested.
It's okay, I have a friend that wants to be a cop.
Alright, anyways.
I know that doesn't help anything, but that's the thing.
Anyways, back to, like, uniforms. Like you're saying, after, ironically, after Power Rangers in space, uniforms, like we said, are going to become more obvious. You have, in space, you have Lost
It
Galaxy.
makes it easy on the wardrobe department.
Yeah,
you know?
it really does, because then Lightspeed Rescue is like, here's a fancy jacket to put over your normal clothes that you wear every single episode. What do you mean? Yay! Every single episode. Yay! And then Time Force, you have uniforms that they barely ever use.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The white, like, I guess you would say
I
playtex.
thought those were just space suits for time travel.
Yeah, no, those were actually supposed to be like their cop uniforms, because remember Alex wore it in regular street clothes, Jen was wearing it, they were all wearing it.
Alex?
The guy who was supposed to be the main villain of the series.
What's a villain in Power Rangers? What's a villain in Time Force? Because every villain just became a hero at some point.
I blame because of the fact that Kobayashi wrote this one. This is the one time Kobayashi made a great series, but no one knew who the villain was at the end. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, so is the villain Geen? Nope, the villain is the guy who is technically the XP of Alex for Time Force, Captain Ryua. And you're like, what? Yeah.
Because we live the way we live.
And then, like, there's Gal Ranger and Wild Force. Now, here's the funny thing. When we have these seasons where they have, like, matching jackets, like, say, Lightspeed Rescue and Gal Ranger, I'm not gonna lie, I think America did a way lot better to make fashier jackets. I mean, compare Lightspeed Rescue to Go-Go 5, compare Gal Ranger to Wild Force. I honestly think that America's jackets were way better than the Japanese ones. I don't know what you.
How dare you insult the giant B-boy jackets of Gal Ranger?
I mean, I love Gal Ranger, but the jackets were garbage compared to America.
Huge. They didn't fit anybody.
I know.
I'm the fat guy.
You know what's sad? Do you know what's sad? The jacket that was fit Rick Medina fit me perfectly. Like, it fit me perfectly. Then again, it's the one where they actually cut off the sleeves, so it probably fit me a lot better because there were no sleeves to get hindered by my shoulders.
Okay, we get it. You got big shoulders.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my biggest issues of why I can't wear jackets.
That's why I can't wear suits. Suits.
Yeah, suits. Yeah, I can't wear certain suits either. Like, I have to actually, like, get special ones. Like, usually hemmed and shit. But no, like, that's the thing, is, like, I gotta say, like, actually having seen, an actual Wild Force jacket in hand and not some, fan-made one, it looks really good, you know what I'm saying? Because we've seen, most of these jackets sold on P Bandai, whether it be in hand, whether it be in person, whether it be stock images, or people actually wearing the P Bandai releases. When you look at them, they just look spectacular. I mean, I still, even though I'm not a real fan of, like, say, the actual design of Lightspeed Rescue's Sentai team suits, the actual jackets that they wore outside of the transformation, freaking marvelous. Like, who would not want a Lightspeed Rescue jacket? Those things are sexy, man.
They are.
And then here's the thing I always have a lot of issues with, is what do I love more? Ninja Storm's full leather suits, or the weird ninja fishnet windbreakers? And I'm like, well, I love the fishnet windbreakers because it looks like a jacket you can actually wear. But then, like, when you think the leather ninja suits, they're pretty freaking, like, stealthy when you think about it, So it's like, which one do I love more? The autumn section, the autumn section of what I could wear when I go back to school, or the stuff I want to wear when I'm actually trying to kill somebody?
It's all personal preference, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, look at compare Ninja Steel, not Ninja Steel.
Good God, do not mention that.
Hurricane to Ninja Storm. It's like, which one is better? It's like, I think they're both great, I think they're really nice outfits. I think, for once, it's one of those series where they complement them, and I kind of find it funny that Abba Ranger made them to have jackets, but then because of how Dino Thunder was, they didn't need jackets. They were like, who needs jackets? They're kids in high school,
What's a jacket?
Yeah, what? What's a jacket? The closest thing we have is Connor McKnight wearing a flannel like button-up overshirt. Like that's the closest thing we got to a jacket.
Just a side note, that guy has really bushy armpits, and it's disturbing.
Listen, man. Listen, when you watch the show he was in before Power Rangers, it's always disturbing because like you're like okay, I'm gonna say this right now. There was a show he was in when he was like a teen, right? And when he was like already like 13 or 14, dude, like I was sitting there going, okay, who gave this guy hormones? Like who fed him, like just regular testosterone in a pill? Cause like, yeah, no, he's a hairy motherfucker.
So weird.
I know.
I can't handle it.
And people say my pits look rancid. And this is the greatest off-tangent topic we've ever had. Who has the most rancid armpit hair?
Ranger armpit hair. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gotta look these things up because I'm really curious.
I know for a fact that I think Steve Cardenas is on the list, and so is JDF.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this.
And I think Austin St. John and Zio only.
Oh yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But you know what?
We're gonna need to research this topic because this is gonna be a podcast.
Because the only reason this is gonna be a podcast is because of something that happened off show where we talked about how Saban wants everyone clean shaven. He doesn't care if you wax, straight razor, Mach 3, shear that fucker off. He's like, nope, can't have body hair, nope, can't have a mustache, nope, can't have stubble, nope. You can't even have eyebrows, nope.
Nope, eyebrows gone.
Nope.
We will use makeup.
Yep. Like, pretty much, that's gonna be Saban, the new edict. Can't even have eyebrows, I gotta pencil those fuckers in.
God dang it, Saban.
You heard it here now. But yeah, no, like when it comes to outfits, like I think at times it's really like Power Rangers does do better than Sentai. At least I think they know what they're able to do, or they decide to waste most of the budget in putting it in better wardrobes. Because I mean,
and shaving their actors.
Yes, and shaving their actors.
It's so true, though.
It's true. I know. And here's the thing, people. If you're wondering if we're making this shit up, no, this is actually like a thing Judd Lin, I think, straight up said, that he had to argue to get what's-his-face, Dino Charge Blue, to have facial hair with Saban. Like, he had to beg Saban to let him keep the facial hair because it made him look, like, different than everyone else. Oh my god, Riley has hairy armpit hair, if I recall. Michael Tarver, I think, had, like, remember there was that one episode where he had his shirt off because he got stabbed, and he lifts up his arm. Like, I was like, holy shit! For someone who looks like he's only 13, what the fuck?
Okay, we're gonna research this, guys.
We're sorry, people. We're sorry. And
this is gonna be a podcast.
This will be.
We're gonna do it. This is gonna be our first video podcast.
Oh my god, yeah, like, no, how's it gonna be first video? It's just making us our reactions while watching the videos?
No, we need mental, like, physical, like...
Well, I mean, every episode...
we need still images at the very minimum to make this podcast.
Every episode has still images when we're talking about subjects.
I know, but we have to have it, like, as an absolute necessity.
Oh, like, it's like, even if you're listening to this on iTunes, you need to go watch the video instead. Like,
the iTunes version will just be an hour and a half of us saying, go watch the video.
Yeah. Anyways, when it comes to the actual Super Sentai outfits and Power Ranger ones, like, it gets really different, because, what is it, in Magi Ranger, they had actual nice, like, almost school-like uniforms that match their colors. Like, red had, like, a jacket, blue and pink, and yellow and green had actual, like, nice little, like, fancy, snazzy blazers and, like, uniform likes. But then we got, like, Mystic Force, and they're like, all right, here's what you get. You get forearm guards, you get these nice combat black pants and boots, you get a vest with a cape. Yeah, you get a vest, like, like a vest you put on a suit, and then a cape. That's all you get, guys. That's all you get. Is a vest, cape, combat pants. Pretty much think of WWE's The Shield, but instead of wearing, like, actual military, like, almost like Kevlar, like body vests, no, you get like a nice vest that you put on when you're wearing a suit or tuxedo, and a cape. That's what you get. And for once, I think
what you get, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, and when I think about it now, I think Magi Ranger had the better suits compared to Sentai for once. Like, they were better. No, hands down, better. Bokenger. The jackets do look nice, but I think it's one of those preference of I think I like that for Overdrive they're supposed to be like a stealth kind of Black Ops team orchestrated by the dad who as we talked about in a couple of episodes, a little crazy why he got just a bunch of young kids. Why didn't he get like actual trained Power Rangers to fight villains that he unleashed on the world? We
Because
don't know.
Disney had to spend money on razors.
Yeah, they had to keep those edicts in line from what Saban told them to do. Shave them. Shave them all.
Saban's like, I will sell you the company
But you
and
have
all
to
of
make-
the film rights.
But
But
you gotta
you have
shave
to
them.
shave the actors.
Shave them all. Can they keep their head of hair? No, they can keep the head of hair, but they cannot have the facial hair. They cannot have the body hair. They cannot have the leg hair. They cannot have the pubic hair. Wait, what? Yes, but you don't even show that. Well, that is an edict.
Also, I get to keep all the movie rights. Or the music rights.
But that's literally like with Overdrive, it's like I think it's a preference at that point because like I say, I do like the uniforms in Bokenger, but I think the black ones just look a lot snazzier, look a lot more streamlined. I don't know what you got to say about Magi Ranger to Mystic Force and Bokenger to Overdrive. Like what's your thoughts on those suits? Oh shit! I forgot the ones. I forgot Deca Ranger. I forgot Deca Ranger and SPD. I actually think the Deca Rangers have the
I was
shittier.
about to tell you because I
Yeah.
was getting really upset over here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Deca Ranger suits are shit, and the SPD ones are better.
Sure.
What? What's your thoughts?
Space Squad.
Oh yeah, the Space Squad one was better, dude. Like the nice bright ass red one for the red. Yeah. Yeah, are you gonna talk? Talk.
I don't really have any thoughts, honestly.
Why is the body hair really? Did the body hair really trigger you to lose your?
I like right now. I'm like thinking through Power Ranger history for armpits.
Write that down and we'll do it another day.
I know, but like now I can't get my mind off of it. It's just
What the fuck? This is
like,
how
what even
uniforms and armpits. This
That's our
podcast.
new episode title.
Uniforms and armpits.
Um,
But no, seriously though, Deca Ranger and SPD, like, what's your thoughts? Like, what do you like about the suits? What do you don't like about the suits?
I gotta say, I think the SPD suits were just sleeker and streamlined more.
I also think
And
that the
it-
colors were a little bit brighter than like the Deca Ranger ones, because like some of the Deca Ranger ones are just like it's a matte fabric, like gleam, and it's kind of dull. It doesn't stand out that well.
I think just like with Kruger, the SPD stuff just looked more modern.
Yeah, because like what the funny thing is, like when I'm looking at Deca Ranger, right? Like I like necessarily like Deca Red because red's my favorite color, and I like actually blue because blue is a color of a police officer, and even Deca Break. But like when you look at the American one, the streamline works as well as the jackets are usually like look at the Deca Ranger ones. They're very clothy, like they're very skimpy, very clothy, and it's like this is your uniform. Like usually police uniforms are a little bit more, I guess, a little bit tighter, a little bit like not. It doesn't look like it's so loose and weak of material. That's why I think like the American ones, like even though their pants are very loose and has slack to them, their jackets actually like have like that heroic like like it's like it doesn't feel like they have a shit ton of fabric softener in them. That thing that's slowly killing you right now. Sound out.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna die.
By the way, people, if you're wondering what's killing him so slowly, yeah, he's allergic to like one specific chemical, and like it's like in every like type of soap, like liquidized soap ever in fabric softeners, that it's now like been poisoning him for an entire year, slowly and surely.
It's been see, it turns out my actual like laundry detergent that I've been using for a year has been slowly poisoning me because the percentage of that chemical in it was so low.
Yeah, and he was wondering
Anyway.
why he was getting these weird rashes. And now we know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Jose.
The other half of the battle's going to the grocery store tomorrow and replacing the damn detergent.
I was actually going to say it wouldn't be the other part being finding out what's the armpit hair percentage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's part two. I really like my skin to stop eating itself first.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. You're never going to get that, son.
It's all your fault.
No, it's not my fault. Yet.
I don't blame you anyways.
You know whose fault it is? It's Darkon.
No, it's not.
You know why it's not his fault? Because he's not here to defend himself.
Alright, that's fair. It's Darkon's fault.
Exactly. But, yeah. Operation Overdrive, Bokenger, Mystic Force. Like, what's your thoughts on, like, suits like that? Because this is, ironically, I think was
I
your
like
topic.
Mystic Forces a whole lot. Overdrive, I'm not a fan. Mystic Force, I really like, and I really like the jackets in Jungle Fury.
Yeah, Jungle Fury, like, I gotta say, I still like their uniforms more than Sentai. Like, that's the one thing I've noticed is, like, Sentai suits, they just don't feel like what I want them to be. Like, they don't give me the vibe of, like, I guess, hero.
I think during the Disney seasons, they improved on the Sentai suits and jackets almost every time.
I really don't think the only one, like, I think the only one they didn't improve on was Mystic Force, really. Because Mystic Force, like I said, it's like a vest with a cape, and that's about it.
I do like RPM's jackets, though. Because they look like actual, like, regular jackets. That just
RPM are probably one of the more smartest ones, because you just think they're jackets, but then it's like, oh no, these are Ranger fitted, like, nah, these are specialized.
Yeah, like, you look at Dylan's jacket, and it's just like you don't even notice the Ranger jacket because the 5 is in black.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, where's his 5? I don't see a 5. No, it's there. It's there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of coke.
Well, we're actually on coke, specifically because of armpit hair.
And laundry detergent.
And laundry detergent. And the fact it's now currently 4 a.m. in the morning, my time.
And laundry detergent is still killing me.
Hey, man. Could be worse. You know what could be killing you right now?
A
My
wine
legs. Yes, a wine bottle. It's gonna be so amazing when the opening of the episode it is like the news segment, and then it just cuts to this, and everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck happened here?" Since we normally record our discussions a couple of days before we accumulate the news, everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I can't wait.
We're gonna get the award for most twisted podcast of 2018.
Yeah, I mean, I think RRR won one of those podcasts back in like 2010, and that was their Christmas special.
Frickin' Tokuro Theater.
I don't think you guys ever got an award.
We should have, because we really made things horribly racist and terrible towards children. We didn't mean to make it horribly racist.
I was gonna say you let VisibleNinja on this show, didn't you?
He was on the episode.
Yeah, you guys deserved an award, especially if it was the older VisibleNinja that was getting, freaking restraining orders placed on him left and right.
Yeah, it was definitely that VisibleNinja.
Yeah, I know that.
But we also had like Devilman and Celery Man, and yeah.
I'm keeping this in because this is probably like the first time ever you're gonna hear those names dropped on this podcast.
Honestly, and the thing is too is like that video is lost to time because my backup of it died, and then the website I hosted it on died as well.
Well, it doesn't help.
Forever,
it doesn't really help.
Probably a good thing.
It probably also doesn't help that like knowing who made sure to host the server and management of the site is usually never around could explain why shit got lost real easily.
Well, the video was uploaded to like, oh god, what was that one? Blip TV.
It was probably somewhere. Ain't there now. I mean, I still would love.
It's kind of okay because of, again, it was inexplicably horribly racist, only because the content itself was horribly racist.
Yeah. Now I wish I actually had seen the episode on more than one occasion to know how bad it got, because I've forgotten all the jokes said. I only seen it once. Once.
I saw it 4 times while editing it, and I never I wish I had my archive. Maybe one day. It's just the hard drive it was on died, and that was before I was doing multiple backup saves.
All I know is if you ever find a way to get a resurrected version of it, I need to see it. But
if someone out there saved a copy randomly, please let me know.
Seriously, we need to know, because I need to see this again, because I don't remember any of the jokes either of those 4 men said on the podcast. Either of them. Well, actually, wouldn't it be 3 men since one is a vegetable?
3.5.
Yeah, I 3.5 and a vegetable.
Yeah, there were 4 people on there.
Oh, so then 2.5 and a vegetable.
I think it was me, Devilman, Metal, and
David.
vegetable.
Yeah, David.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he can't bitch to me saying that I called out his name in public because he actually has his name usually publicly almost everywhere.
There was another guy, Aknui, too. He was on one of them.
Yo, whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. Like, last time I talked to him was about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I don't remember. That's funny. I
And
I should
Shuki
have
was on one of them, too.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't
Dawson Rider was on one of them.
I don't remember who the other one was. There was another guy on your show too once. Wasn't Renz on one?
Yeah, Renz
Yeah,
was on
Renz was
one.
actually on one. You know the only
Oh,
reason
yeah,
why we're
okay.
actually the only reason why we're actually name dropping at this point is we're just filling for time.
Yeah, because I don't really have much else to say about uniforms.
Oh no, I have a few. Like how like in Showa Rider all the uniform all in Showa Riders was like their uniform was just basically what was the trend of that year, and it was like, well, bell bottom jeans were one and being in black. Everything in black. There's Hiroshi Fujioka, black bell bottoms, black dress shirt, boom. There you go. Then freaking
Boom, roar,
then,
don't you
then what was it?
feel let
Then
down?
what was it? Marufuji or whatever, Kamen Rider V3, his was just white bell bottoms and I think like a brown leather jacket. Then Gavin came in and he was wearing tight white jeans, but a brown leather jacket. It was like Metal Heroes, like early Metal Heroes and early Riders all wore like the same pants and always like the same, like either you wore a dress shirt or a leather jacket, unless you're Amazons and you ran around half naked.
Believe in Amazons. Yeah.
I think when it comes to Rider too, like Riders don't even have outfits really. Did any Riders ever have like an outfit?
Not really.
Like I don't think any. Like I think like they have like a type of suit that they're stuck to wear like throughout the entire series. Like Emu
Like
as a
X-Ing,
doctor.
freaking doctor.
Yeah,
coat.
like yeah, because he's a doctor. The basic black like dress shirt and pants that Kabuto wore. Hibiki always like looking like a biker.
Kabuto Koji.
What else was there? There was like Wizard and like his weird outfit. Like I feel like a lot of the more Heisei Phase 2 guys always are stuck wearing the same thing. Like I rarely see them in any other clothing. Like I think the one guy who wore the most different clothes in a single season in like the Heisei Phase 2 stuff is freaking Kota, Kamen Rider Gaim. Like he wore like a shit ton of t-shirts. Like different clothes.
Different t-shirts, different
shirts, pants.
Yeah. Lots of flannel.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? As we were joking earlier,
Funny when I wear that same kind of stuff.
You know what's funny? We were joking earlier about what's Garo's thing like, and I was like Josh Whedon syndrome, and you were like, what's that, Wheels? Yeah, fuck ton of leather everywhere. The only people who don't get to wear leather are people who are not Makai Knights or Makai priests, because leather.
So Kaoru.
Yeah, pretty much Karu and Gamza are like the only ones who don't get to wear leather. No leather for you. And it's funny because people are gonna be like, yo, why aren't you guys mentioning Ultraman? Every freaking
What's
Ultra
an
series,
Ultraman?
like almost every Ultra series has some kind of uniform. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the one thing I actually do hate about the Showa era. A lot of the uniforms look gaudy as fuck. Like I love the series, but the uniforms are gaudy. Mostly the protective helmets they wear. Like when they revamped a lot of the Showa era for the Heisei era, they were like, maybe we need to make helmets that actually look like military paraphernalia, or like something if they're deployed on motorcycles, to look like also a motorcycle helmet as well as a combat helmet at the same time. Like how, if you watch TaJa and I think Dinah and Gaia, their helmets are both like an actual airplane helmet or a motorcycle helmet, depending on what they need it to be. And I think it works a lot better than the weird dorky ones that we've seen in the older Showa era. Like I understand why they were kind of dorky, was to like play up the whole fantasy and sci-fi. And I know when the first series was in production, they were still dealing with like the space race and exploration of outer space, so they didn't really know how these kind of things kind of work. But it's always been really interesting that they've always had nice, like later on in the Heisei era and the I would say the early 2000s, because it's still the Heisei era over there, unlike Godzilla where it's the Millennium era. They know to use like a lot of leather. They use like a lot of more paramilitary like designs and styles. Like they actually seem like they're a defense organization. And then they kind of stopped doing those kind of organizations nowadays, you know, because with Orb and Geed, we haven't actually had like uniforms. I think the closest we had was VLT's. One guy who was that comedian dude who also appeared in Drive a couple of times, but that was about it. But I feel like when it comes to uniforms, ironically, Sentai and Ultraman are probably the more paramilitary like designs. Like they've at least done a lot of actual like we're a branch of security, we're a branch of defense for our government, Because there's O Ranger with the what is it UAO,
Wow.
yeah UAO, ow. I hate that. What is it, the UAOH or whatever?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was like Go Busters. There was Deca Ranger, and then you got like what I'm saying. Like I really do feel like that's the one thing I do like actually about Ultraman and Sentai is the fact that they do feel like they're a civil defense team.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes them stand out, what makes them look unique, what makes them actually seem like they have characters that actually will get character development, unlike Rider and Metal Heroes at times like, oh, we'll introduce characters, but then they're never really established as
And
characters.
they basically respond with, "What's a character?"
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing I think would like what Sentai and Ultraman tries to offer is like, if you wear this uniform, you have to have development. You have to have like at least an episode or two about who you are. Where Rider, it's like, I'm just here. Good on you, fam. But overall,
Oh,
yeah,
that complete your soapbox on Ultraman.
yeah. I mean, like, there wasn't much.
Thing
To
I know
talk.
nothing about.
Well, yeah, because you've only watched like one series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't really want to watch anymore.
I'm gonna make you watch more.
I still don't want to.
You're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it when I feel like it.
I mean, you're probably gonna end up watching it before you watch more Metal Heroes.
It's only because there's not subs.
Exactly. See why we need to get their fan subs going off the ground?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta go find some more
Give
subbers.
me all your translators.
Yeah, we need more translators. But anyways, any more talk about Toku suits?
Dragon Ball Fighters is a great game.
I said suits, not Dragon Ball.
That's all I got. I don't have anything else.
This is the problem with recording 4 a.m. my time, whatever time it is by you, and armpit hair.
Yeah, and then the other problem is like Project's not here, so we don't have like a third person to bounce ideas off of.
I know, like that's sometimes one of the issues, but it's usually some of the more hilarious stuff of us trying to find spots
Armpits.
to fill. No, we're not. No, we're not filling those spots.
What,
no.
What, you guys don't have ideas already? What
What?
will you guys do without me?
Hey, it took you long enough to get back here.
Podcast's over.
Yay!
We were wrapping up, so you avoided all the work.
If we weren't wrapping up, we were just trying to find a way to stall for a few more minutes.
Okay, Project, your goal
Yeah.
right now is to
Talk
say
about
in 5
Tokusatsu
5
uniforms.
minutes, explain every Toku uniform.
Yeah, talk about Toku uniforms, Project. Bring up ideas off the table.
Well, the Ultraman uniforms are garbage.
Suck a dick.
What? Wheelz, it's all they. Why do they always have uniforms? Why can't we be just normal people?
Project, we had that. It's called Orb and Geed.
What?
We had that. It's called Orb and Geed.
Wheelz, I don't watch garbage.
Lying sack of shit.
Nice
You
try,
watch
though. Hey,
Ultraman.
it's okay, buddy. It's okay. I don't watch garbage.
You watch Ultraman.
Wheelz, you know what?
Ultraman is garbage.
No, you know what's
You're getting
garbage?
Braun Strowman Wheelz.
No,
Watch.
you know what's garbage?
Get the
Tomoko
hands,
Rescue. Tomoko Rescue.
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. But I know from what my experience, Ultraman.
Don't you mean Taizan's group?
Pretty much garbage.
Rescue.
Well, Tomoko Rescue is like one of the worst Toku series I've ever fucking seen.
I don't know what a Tomoka is, but yeah, they don't need to be
Are
rescued.
those like construction vehicles?
Pretty much, yeah. The guys who make the
Like,
construction vehicles made a Tokusatsu series. They made a fucking Toku, and it was garbage.
So basically, it's like Paw Patrol, but but in live action. Okay. And
Like
human.
it's weird because like even Hiroshi Fujioka was in the series.
He must have been.
I'm so disappointed in him now.
He must have been in between roles.
Toei must not have been calling.
Or he was just not answering. I'm trying to actually think now. Were there uniforms in Ryu Kendo? I don't think there was.
I don't think they were.
Oh, but you've seen Ryu Kendo.
Do you know what love is?
Sound out? No. No.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's not that I'm bad at singing, it's just that I can get us in major trouble.
Exactly. Every time. In every episode. In every song.
Every song that I sing is owned by someone else but me. But does that really matter in the end?
Yes, stop it before I start singing Linkin Park.
I mean, that one was one absolutely making up. So.
I know, but once you said in the end, it was like, it doesn't even matter.
In the end.
Tried so hard, but got
Yeah.
so far.
But in the end, you know.
Will you see to me?
Swear to God, if this ends up leading us into a singing flashback from the Hibiki movie, I'll kill all of you.
Flashback. I don't know how that song goes anymore.
It's good, since I'm the only one who knows how the song goes.
Which one?
The song from the Hibiki movie.
Oh, the flashback?
Yeah, Flashback. The one that's sung by, what is it, Rin and Mac Fish or whatever they're called, I forget.
Random chips.
Flashback. Ah, damn it! I know the song, but I just can't get the lyrics. I can't remember it on the life of me. Because I had the goddamn.
Dun 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 dun. Oh God!
Copyright. You can't play that because YouTube.
Well, I wish YouTube could hear me. Please hear me.
Please hear me.
This is why if we were ever.
You to see.
This is why if we ever were able to do an actual music episode, it'd be the most hilarious thing ever, because the segues galore.
Exclusive to Spotify.
Yeah, we probably could get away with it.
I got somebody to sing our theme song, the Hero Club theme song. Okay.
Oh God, who?
Don't worry about it.
I swear to God, Projekt, if it's Marty.
Wheelz, we're gonna give him his big break, okay?
Please hear me.
God damn it! But Projekt, the only thing in his song is just whoop whoop.
Whoa! What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the whoop whoop?
A lot of things.
Huh? Nothing wrong with the whoop whoop.
But yeah, Projekt. Before we wrap up, though, what's probably some of your favorite uniforms in Tokusatsu?
Does it have to be Tokusatsu or can it be Power Rangers?
Oh, Power Rangers is Tokusatsu.
That's not. That's a stretch, buddy.
Poorly made. Just like VR Troopers was terribly made.
VR Troopers is probably one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen in my entire life.
I know, it makes Masked Rider look like a 5-star series.
Whoa! Let's not.
And Mystic Knights makes Masked Rider look like trash.
But pretty much anything can make both of those shows look like trash.
Samurai Pizza Cats is the best series Saban ever made.
Whoa! Actually, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was gonna say the Grimm's Fairy Tale series was also another great one by Saban.
Another great bastardization of a Japanese series.
But it worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Samurai Pizza Cats is probably more remembered than whatever the hell the Japanese thing was called.
Yeah, I think it was actually, even though it's getting those weird toys in Japan. But yeah, probably suits. Come on, tell us your suits since you're finally here.
SPD's uniforms are pretty sweet.
All right, that's something me and Standout were talking about SPD.
Wild Force and Gal Ranger had the same jackets, right?
No, Wild Force was actually a lot better than Gal Ranger.
Yeah, Wild Force.
No, they just had the same plot.
They had the same plot, different jackets.
The Wild Force jackets were better because they actually fit.
Yeah, they were made to not look so freaking baggy like the Japanese ones. And like I told Sound Out, actually having to wear an actual on-screen used one, yeah, it felt amazing. It made me want to go out and commit murder.
No, Wheelz. He just want to grab a samurai sword and go to town.
I could just do that with a wine bottle, right? Sound Out.
You might want to. I was about to say you might want to use a wine bottle. It's a bit more effective. Oh my god, that was too perfect.
The Majin Rangers didn't wear what's it called uniforms.
But the Majin Rangers actually did have like uniforms, but they were color coded to match their actual senshi. Where in Mystic Force, all they had was like Roman Reigns combat pants and boots, like forearm guards, and a vest that was attached to a cape.
You know what? I want to say, Wheelz, the Shinkenkers they get to wear their fucking what's it called? Their
Oh, because
traditional
they actually got to wear their traditional freaking kimono.
Yeah, man. Damn right.
I was telling Standout that it's hard to choose between Hurricaneger and Ninja Storm because, like, with Hurricaneger, they look like great fall attire, but with
They actually look like as wheels. They're wearing black. Okay?
but yeah, Ninja Storm. But at Ninja Storm, they're wearing tight leather gear that makes you think they can actually kill you.
But they're not ninjas.
Wait, which ones?
They're not like the leather isn't really ninja gear unless you're
Yeah.
Hayabusa.
Yeah, exactly. Ryu Hayabusa, Hayabusa.
Hayabusa-kun.
Not Darkon's favorite song.
Hey man, my favorite version is the heavy metal version.
Ryu Hayabusa.
While she secretly gives her soul up to a goddamn freaking Hayabusa-kun, she's eating the flesh of virgins. Hayabusa.
That got weird.
You know, the girl who always sung the Hayabusa song was in that cult of, skin-eating people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but still, that got weird.
Hey, you're the one who wants to fucking use a wine bottle on everything.
Only on things I hate.
Well, Wheels, it was nice knowing you.
Say it was nice knowing metal, since everyone hates him the most.
I don't really hate him. They just, put up with his antics.
No, we put up with his antics. Others don't.
It's true.
I know. We're probably the most sane, insane people you'll ever meet.
Or we've just totally lost it and no one's actually listening and this is all just an imaginative night dream.
Listen, I don't think our podcasts are ever going to end very meta where, James Rolfe did his board games series where you find out he's just actually a schizophrenic in front of a camera. That's probably one of the greatest things that, James Rolfe ever created was that one board James where it ended with him just, at the end of the board looking around and, no one's there. That's probably, the greatest skit he ever did.
No one's there to see your face.
Stop that. Stop.
No one's there
I'm not gonna lie, people. At this hour of the night,
you.
Soundout always sings. It's really weird, and he's not even drunk. He gets into this punch-drunk serenading moment where he's just like, "I'm just gonna sing, yeah."
I mean, I did go see The Greatest Showman earlier, so I'm kind of in the mood.
But nevertheless, though, let's wrap this show up. We've talked about uniforms, we talked about armpit hair, wine bottles, the usual.
I missed the whole thing on armpit hair.
No, I think he was here. I'm pretty sure.
I heard the whole thing.
He was here for the whole thing.
I just chose not to say anything.
Because, Projekt probably actually was thinking about it shit, Wheelz is right. He's right, I can't let him know. Oh, God. You know what, now I'm gonna...
2018.
You know what, I'm actually...
Episode whatever. The Armpits of Destruction.
You know what, I gotta tweet. I'm gonna tweet Chip Lynn. But so Chip, yo, you gotta tweet me immediately when Saban says the new edict is to shave off the eyebrows next. and then he's gonna be like, what? And I'm gonna be like, just listen to this podcast, bro.
He's gonna be like, what? And then you should never respond.
No, watch that be like how Saban actually wants to do business with us. He likes the idea and is like, please tell me more. What?
How would you like me to shave their eyebrows?
How about you do it live on YouTube, yourself, actually yourself with a straight razor, sir. Then we just
some of the armpits while you're at it.
No, that we just hope that he slips up and actually accidentally kills one of his actors on camera. So we can actually get rid of him once and for all.
Actually, JDF.
No, because then that means JDF would have to be a full-time cast member of... Okay, you know what? I see where you're going with this. You know what, Soundout? I am giving you that wine bottle.
Yay!
Projekt remind me to make sure when I give it to him, we get out of the vicinity as fast as possible.
Oh no, I would be 100 feet away from him. I won't even be in the building.
Oh my god, no. What I do is I just it's a box of roses with a bow and a ribbon. It's to Soundout. We're already gone. Soundout opens it. Ah, Chardonnay. You don't even drink it. You just fucking break it. Then your parents call me. What did you do? You got my son arrested. No, he told me he wanted to fulfill his fantasy of becoming Devilman. And so you gave him a broken bottle? No, I gave him a full bottle. He was supposed to drink it. He just went right to breaking it. But still,
I like this idea too much. This is amazing.
No, this is a bad idea because you're actually going to go through with it, and then there's no more sound out. Wait, if there's no more sound out, then that means I get the collection. You know what? Let's go through with this.
You would be surprised how stressful it is having my collection.
Not really, because I would give some or most of it to Darkon that I didn't need.
True.
Because the first thing I'm keeping is all the DC classics that I never got.
Since I have them all except for Lobo.
Listen. I don't need all of them. I just need the majority of the ones that I just wanted.
Like Plastic Man?
I'm a hand picker. When it comes to your Sentai mecha, though, I'm gonna be pretty frank. I'm gonna take most of it, even the shit I already got.
Yeah, that way you got backup parts.
No, I was just gonna sell it to make a shit ton of money, so I could afford another trip to Power Morphicon in 2 years.
You also get access to the fighting game collection.
I rather just have a good collection of your DVDs too.
You get that. There's the Marvel Legends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Promise me the Marvel Legends, at least Marvel Legends and your DC Classics and Mecha collection before anyone else really, and your Transformers, and then I'm gonna then divvy it up to other people once I pick the ones that I specifically need. Since there's just so much.
The figure arts?
What about the figure arts? I'll just give you a specific list, and if you have them, just check them off and make sure your parents fill out those ones. Whereas the figure arts.
Right.
Like when it comes to the mecha, you might as well just send it all, and then I divvy it up to the other people. Where it's like, all right, Wheelz, you just take what you need, then you pass it on to the next people.
But you gotta bury me with my Hawkman collection.
You gotta at least save at least some kind of good DC Classics Hawkman for me at least, and then we got a deal.
I can do that.
As long as you do that. Now, people, we have it on record, so you're witnessing.
Figure and the DC Directs and the Play Arts and the Justice League action, like all the other ones.
All right, now, people, this is a record. We're keeping this in the file. You guys can call Sandout on his bullshit and his family when they try to renege on me. So we're gonna hammer the rest of this out off air. But you already have the inklings of what happens if Sandout goes crazy and gets arrested at Paramorphicon and executed.
Well, now we should probably talk about what Wheelz' stuff, because,
And we'll save that for another episode.
Next episode, we talk about Wheelz' collection.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I know Wheelz has to fight my coworker.
I'm gonna kill your coworker with a wine bottle.
Hey, that's my thing.
Yeah, well, when you're dead, it'll be my thing.
Take your own gimmick, Wheelz.
When you're found out when you die, now I have your power. Do. Super fighting robot.
Oh yeah, someone has to take the Mausenkaisers and give them a good home.
Me and Projekt can split them.
I mean, there is 2 Mausenkaiser skulls. So
exactly. So me and Projekt can split.
Someone just decides that they want a wing or a cape, and
Projekt, what do you want, wings or capes?
Doesn't really matter to me.
Doesn't really matter to me. All right, well, let's do a coin toss then.
And then the regular Mausenkaiser is going to go to somebody.
All right, then nevertheless, let's start wrapping up this show.
Never.
Well, we gotta sound out.
Armpits.
Tell the people. No, tell the people. Not about your armpits. Tell them.
My armpits can be found at Twitter at SoundOut12.
All right, Projekt, give them your plugs, and not about your armpits.
Why would I talk about armpits when I have the Minotaur?
Oh no!
Wheelz, don't worry. This is what's it called. Plus, I know the rule of this podcast: pants on and shirts on. Projekt One on Instagram and Projekt RDM on Twitter.
All right, Wheelchair21 on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is TaJa_Doyle. Nevertheless, you know how to follow Hero Club, or when you don't, just watch the outro. Hey, it's Wheelchair21, and thanks again for listening to an all-new episode of Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. If you want to hear more content or see more content from the Hero Club YouTube channel, we're going to need you to subscribe, like, comment with some feedback, and share this channel with a friend. We also would like you to check out our website, hero-club.com, and follow us on various social media outlets just by looking up Hero Club for Life, as well as the stores you see are where we shop. Anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you all next time.